Hello, everybody. This is Young Family Tai Chi traditional form. And today's move is going to be roll back. So what we're going to do is we're going to practice up to and including right ward off. And then if you have any questions, we can work on that. And then we'll move on to the new move. Okay? So I'm going to go in the same direction as you. So prepare. Head up, tailbone down, hands by your side. Opening. Rotate your hands, come up to shoulder level, press down almost to the bottom. Grasp the bird's tail, ward off left. Shift left, turn right, all the weight on the right. Step and close, turn and open. Ward off right, shift right, turn the left toe to the corner, pull left, ward off right, come in, step and close, ward off right. Okay, you already know the form, so this is all review for you. So let's do it one more time and then we'll go to roll back, okay? Prepare. Head up, tailbone down, hands by your side. Think about having a long neck and stretchy body. Opening, rotate your arms, hands facing back. Come up to shoulder level, press down, almost to the bottom. Grasp the bird's tail, ward off left. Shift left, turn right, all the weight on the right. Step and close, shift and open. Ward off right, shift right, turn your left foot to the corner, pull left, ward off down right, come in, step and close, ward off right. So the story on grasp the bird's tail is once you get to ward off right, you don't change your footwork until single whip. But you do change weight transfer. So when you did ward off left, you basically had a bow step to the 12 o'clock, to your starting position. When you ended ward off right, you're basically facing 3 o'clock. So the next move is roll back. And roll back is interesting because it goes from the bow stance with the bow stance weighting, and then without changing the footwork, it changes the weighting to the empty stance. So usually, when you have a bow stance, your feet are shoulder width apart, and you have one foot forward, and the back foot is turned 45 degrees, and you have 60% in the front and 40% in the back. In empty stance, usually you have 70% in the back, and 30% in the front with your feet closer together. In this case, what we're going to do is we're going to move from our 60-40 to a 70-30 without changing the footwork. Okay, so you're originally here. When you're at right ward off, you're here. And what you're going to do is, this is what rollback looks like. So in the direction in which you would be doing it, if you started here, you would be going from right ward off, and you would turn toward the corner, and then as you turn toward the other corner, your weight shifts back, even though your footwork doesn't change. So if I do it in your direction, it would look like this. I would turn toward the corner and then shift my weight back, and I turn to the other corner. In terms of how my hands work, my left hand, as I turn my body, is going to rotate so that it's standing and the palm facing out. So it's going to have a standing position. It's a rounded shape here. So you're going from here and you're rotating your forearm and you're ending up here. So here, you're rotating your forearm and the palm stays up. Your left hand, which started here, is also rotating. So it's going to rotate so that it's palm up, pointing to the middle of the right forearm. So it looks like this. Both arms rotating as you turn. So starting here, when you start here, your right hand is at ward off, and the elbow and the knee and the toe are all lined up. And your left hand is just below the right middle forearm. Then as you turn toward the corner, your hands rotate. Then once they have rotated and come into this position, they stay there for the rest of the move. The rest of the move is just your body shifting weight and turning to the other corner. So the move looks like this. You're starting here, you're turning. So as you can see, as I got to the very end, I essentially made a little circle to come back so that I don't have this look. I want everything to have a circle in it. And my waist is leading. So when I'm here, my waist leads, my arms go out, circle, my waist leads to the other side. And it's important that you keep your knees lined up with your toes. So what I do not want is for you to come back and collapse your knee in. I want it to stay in that direction, okay? Which means that you have to essentially widen your hip stance. So you're here, bow stance, 60-40. You're turning to the corner. You make a little circle. Your waist leads you back to the other corner. So your arms essentially move 90 degrees from corner to corner. Okay? So here. And turn. Now, your body, your waist is turning, right? And your weight is going toward the back. What you have to be careful of is that as your weight goes back and your body wants to lean, it should lean toward the front foot. So if I were doing it in this way, I don't know if you can see it better here, but let's try. If I'm here and I come back, my shoulder is leaning this way. It isn't leaning much, but its orientation is toward there versus toward there, because you have no support there. So what you want to do is, just like when you do a push, you push toward your supporting leg. So even though you are turning toward that corner, your orientation is actually toward your front foot. And that's what's supporting you. You are not going this way. You are coming here, and this foot, your weight is going to the left, but the right is still supporting. So I talk about it as the weighting of an empty stance, because in an empty stance, your weight is in the back, but you still have 30% in the front to support. So, oh, hi, Rima. So, to go back, what you're doing is you are going from the corner and then shifting your weight back without pitching forward. You are going more toward, your shoulder is toward your right. So I'm going to go the same direction as you. Okay. So if you are at right ward off, your feet don't move, but your waist moves. So you're going to turn toward the corner as you rotate your arms. Right palm facing out, left palm up, pointed to the right forearm. Then you're going to make a little circle and your waist leads. You're going to shift your weight toward the back leg. So your 30% is in the front, but you have 70% in the back. And your hands are now pointed to that corner versus that corner. So 90-degree move. So what you should feel is you should feel your front leg pushing back. So your weight is pouring from the front foot to the back foot. So if I'm doing it toward you, I'm like this. I'm in bow stance, and I am turning my hands as I turn my waist to the corner. Then I'm going to do a little circle here as I push off the front and take up the weight in the back. Okay. So right ward off, turn, rotate your arms, make a little circle at the end, push off the front, receive the weight in the back, and end in the other corner. The reason you have this hand shape is when you do roll back, essentially it's as if you were, well, it's hard for me to show without another person, but think about grabbing someone by the elbow and the wrist, and you're going to move them over to the other side. That's actually the movement that you're doing. And it is much more down than the stylized form shows. So essentially what you're doing is, it's as if I had somebody's wrist, I had their elbow up and I'm moving them over. That is basically what rollback looks like. So unlike left and right ward off, where it's a combination move where you essentially have a ward off and a pull, this one is all rollback. Okay, so let's do it from hands almost to the bottom. Okay, I'm going to go your direction. So from hands almost to the bottom, you've already done opening. Grasp the bird's tail, ward off left, shift left, turn right, all the way to the right, step and close, shift, weight, open. Right ward off, shift right, turn the left toe to the corner, pull left, ward off down right, pull in the right foot, step and close, right ward off. Make sure that your right elbow is lined up with your right knee, which is lined up with your right toe. Then roll back, turn, rotate your arms toward the corner, shift your weight back, and turn to the other corner. How's that? Any questions on that one?
You said that we should be pushing off with the right leg in order to move the weight to the back. And for some reason, I'm just not feeling it that way. I'm not sure what I'm doing differently.
Well, so one of the yin yang concepts has to do with empty and full. So when you are in bow stance. It's not completely, you're never completely empty or full, well, except if you're standing on one leg, then one leg is totally full and the other one is totally empty because it's not even on the floor, right? But so when you're here, you have 60-40. And as you turn, so you're reaching out here. Then as you come back, you're going to make a little circle here and come back. So now you're 70% on the back and 30% on the front. You're not completely on the back though. You still have 30% on the front. So basically they're pushing against each other. One has more than the other, but neither is completely empty. So you're here, you reach out, circle with your waist, come back. So once you rotate your hands, you're basically rotating with your forearms. Okay, don't think about rotating your hands, think about rotating your forearms. Okay, so when you're here, you reach out and rotate your forearms so that your right hand is face out and your left hand, the palm is up, pointing at your middle forearm. Then when you circle a little bit, you're pushing off the front and filling up the back. Once you have come here, you have your standing right, you have the left pointing, your hands stay there. All that moves is your body. So I'm moving, but my hands are not moving. They are the same relative to my body. It's just my body that's moving.
But you said something about a circle with the hands.
Yeah, so here, if I'm here, I'm reaching out, and then I'm actually making a little circle.
So it's not absolutely still then.
Well,
Almost.
so what happens is you're not keeping your right hand standing. So you're here, right hand is standing, left hand is up. The circle is actually being made because of my waist movement. So here, when I'm here, look at what your hand shape is. When I come back to here, my hand should be exactly the same shape. See? My body is moving. My hands are only moving because they're attached to my body.
So somehow there's a circle here.
Yeah. So there, Master Yang used to have various exercises. So it's actually what he would call a figure 8. So he did exercises where you essentially had you used your waist and made a figure 8. Can you see? I have, if I have my hands here, maybe you can see better. Okay, so can you see I'm making an 8 with my, it's like a infinity sign with my waist. So it's like what Rita's doing, but I'm doing it with my waist. So if you did it with your hands, you would do it like this, right? And if you were doing it big, you could have your body follow it, right? So you're making essentially a little figure 8 here because you're coming here and then see, it's as if I were to complete it, I would be doing this. You see? But I'm only doing part of it. So I'm coming here and I'm changing my hands. Your right hand stays standing. Don't flatten out your right hand, right? So why do you have a standing hand? Okay, the most obvious standing hand is the push shape. Okay, when you're pushing, you can see there's kind of a circular shape here. This is what standing is about. Standing is making that circular shape when your hand stands. And why do you do that? What it does is it energizes your hand, okay? And in various other applications, you can feel that it energizes these tendons, that stretches out those tendons. And when you talk about energy, you want the energy to come from your feet and come out your hands. So it comes from your feet, through your legs, directed by your waist, and evidenced in your hand. And the way it gets to your hand is actually through your spine. So when you did standing, okay, what you should feel is you should feel the energy coming from your legs, and you are tucking in so that you're straightening out your spine, so that the energy is going straight up your spine. And then it's going to come out through your shoulders, elbows, and out your fingers. So you should feel that stretchiness, that extension, okay? And when you push, you also feel that extension. It's just a different handshake, okay? So here, you're rotating your hands. And then you're going to use your waist to get to the other side. So this is a waist movement. Think of extension. Turn your hands and then circle back to the other side. From right ward off. Extend to the corner as you turn your hands. Then come back to the other side. So think about getting your hand shape right when you get to that corner, okay? When you're here, you're going to rotate your forearms. in order to get that handshake. You're extending out. Then, as you shift weight and turn your waist, you're going to move to the other corner. So it does look a little like you're going down. And the reason is you're shifting your weight to the back. So from the front, it looks like you're going downward. But it's mainly because you're bending your back foot to get that weight to the back. So reach as you turn. As you come back, you're shifting weight and turning. So you're doing basically a lot of things at the same time with your whole body, okay? When you're at right water, you're going to reach forward as you turn to the corner. Then as you come back, your weight comes back as you turn to the other corner.
Have you straightened back up out of that figure eight by the time you end up over here?
Well, the thing is, if you have a hard time thinking of the figure eight, just think of making a turnaround and then coming back. But the important thing is that once you have your standing hand, it stays standing. So don't flatten it out, okay? So I have it standing now, and it stays standing all the way across. Because think of it this way, you are holding somebody, okay? You're holding somebody, let's say you're holding their wrist and elbow, and you're bringing them across. So if you do that, you're not going to change your arms. You're holding on to them, and you're keeping that shape. So you're coming across, and your legs are carrying them over. So this is a relatively strong move, even though you think you're moving backwards, but you're actually moving somebody across. So you're doing you're doing many things simultaneously, but in terms of your body, you are turning your waist and shifting your weight simultaneously. So when you're here, you're reaching out. Then as you come back, you're turning and you're weight shifting. Everything arrives at the same time. Turn standing, shifting back. Okay, you have to stay in your right hand, Rima.
Oh, okay, as soon as I turn my waist, it tips.
No, don't tip. Don't tip.
No? It's
So I'm here. I'm reaching forward as I turn. Then I shift weight back.
um,
In terms of your body motion, it's forward and back. All the turning is done by your waist. So if you just looked at the footwork, you're 60% forward in the front, 40 in the back, and all your weight shift is moving from that 60 and making that 30 and moving it to the 70 in the back. So all you're doing is this in terms of from your hips down. Then what you're doing is you're reaching by turning your waist and then coming across.
I guess it's the figure 8 thing that I don't quite get, but
That's, yeah, don't worry about that. I'm just telling you that is what it is, but usually people don't start with that.
you just sort of go straight.
So if you just went straight for now, stretch out and then come back. So the important thing I want you to do is I want you to turn your forearms so that your hands get to the right place. Then keep your hands where they are and move your waist. So you're moving, your right hand will feel like it's moving from this corner to this corner. It'll feel like it's moving 90 degrees. So from right ward off, you're gradually turning your forearms as you reach out. Then you're coming back. And as you end up on the left foot, your hands stop at the same place, at the same time. Okay. So let's do that one more time and then we'll do it from the beginning. Okay. So you're at right ward off and you're going to rotate your arms as you rotate your waist to the corner. Then you're going to start shifting your weight back as you turn from corner to corner. Okay. So let's do it from hands up almost at the bottom, at the end of opening. So we're here. Grasp the bird's tail, left ward off. Shift left, turn right, all the weight on the right, step and close, shift and open, right ward off, shift right, turn the left foot to the corner, pull left ward off down, pull in the right foot, step and close, shift weight and separate, roll back, rotate your arms as you turn and reach for the corner. Then come back, shifting your weight back and reach for the other corner. How did that feel? Good. Okay. So let's do it a couple more times and then we will close class. Next time we're going to do 2 moves because the next 2 moves are easier. This one looks simple, but it's actually more complicated than it looks. Okay, so a couple more times. Prepare. Head up, hips down, hands by your side. Think about stretching up your head. Opening. Rotate your arms. Come up to shoulder level. Press down, almost to the bottom. Grasp the bird's tail, ward off left. Shift left. Turn right. All the weight on the right. Step and close. Shift and open. Ward off right. Shift right. Turn the left toe to the corner. Pull left, ward off down right. Pull in the right foot. Step and close. Shift weight and ward off. Roll back. Rotate your arms as you reach for the corner. Then shift your weight back as you turn to the other corner. One more time. Prepare. Opening. Rotate. Come up to shoulder level. Press down. Almost to the bottom. Grasp the bird's tail, ward off left. Shift left, turn right. All the way to the right. Step and close. Shift and separate. Ward off right. Shift right. Turn left. Pull with the left, ward off down with the right. Pull in with the right, step and close, shift weight and separate. Roll back, rotate your arms as you stretch to the corner. Shift your weight back as you turn to the other corner. Okay, how did that feel? Yes, Rima? Okay, good. All right. So the next 2 moves are going to be press and push. So we will work on that then. Do you have any more questions? If not, we will close class. No?
Thank you.
Okay.
I see what I can.
Thank you for coming, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Rita.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.